Ezra 6, Ezra chapter 6, and we are going to start at verse 19, right? Verse 6.
And the children of the captivity kept the Passover upon the 14th day of the first month.
So we know we're doing it on the 14th day. Once again, we're doing it at the latter end. We explained a little bit that last night. Let's keep going.
So the priests and the Levites were purified together. All of them were pure and killed the Passover for all the children of the captivity, and for their brethren, the priests, and for themselves.
So remember, we read last night with the Hezekiah account, right? They were not clean. They were not pure. Okay. Remember, he's trying to get them together. They did not do it in the fashion that was supposed to be done. However, right here, we see that what? They were purified in this instance. Okay. So they were, according to law, clean to actually perform this Passover. Okay. Once again, and kill the Passover. The Passover is dealing with the lamb, okay? Not the death angel passing over. No, it's about the lamb. This thing is dealing with connecting us to Christ. That's what the focal point is, okay? Just want to make sure that's because you can't kill the death angel. That's not what it's saying. Not kill that thing that came over killing everything. No, you're killing the Passover, the sacrifice. All right, let's keep going, Brother Khan.
And the children of Israel, which were come again out of captivity, and all such as had separated themselves unto them from the filthiness of the heathen of the land to seek Yahweh God of Israel, did eat.
And this is what it is today, beloved. Those that want to separate themselves out of the filthiness of the heathen, all right, of the land. We know we're in a heathen land, okay? That's because the people, but we're seeing the people that are not doing the things of God, not trying to truly seek God. Not with lip service. I'm talking about truly trying to seek God. All right. So those of us that desire to seek God, what did it say must do? He had to separate those that separated themselves. You got to separate yourself from the filthiness, right, and the residue of the heathen. Right? You can't be doing those things. There need to be a difference. Some of us had certain holy days, right? That was of the heathens. And now we're learning about the true holy days that the Most High designed for us. All right. So those that separated themselves from their filthiness and started to what? Seek the Lord God. They was able to what? Eat. Okay. Verse 22.
And kept the feast of unleavened bread 7 days with joy. For Yahweh had made them joyful, and turned the heart of the king of Assyria unto them, to strengthen their hands in the work of the house of Yah, the God of Israel.
Okay. So we see this, beloved. So remember, we would eat, and then when we eat, sundown or whatever, right? That starts the unleavened bread cycle. That's why a lot of times you'll see it like combined like that, because one of it, that Passover really is it's day, but it's that meal. That meal is the eating the Passover. That's really what it's dealing with. All right. So we eat it with unleavened bread, but that's starting the unleavened bread journey. Okay, so that is for 7 days. Unleavened bread for 7 days. Okay, let's go to John chapter 11. This is for those that are planning to seek God truly. All right, can partake. John chapter 11, and let's go to verse 55. 11 and verse 55.
And the Jews' Passover was nigh at hand, and many went out of the country up to Jerusalem before the Passover to purify themselves.
You guys see what this is? They went out before the Passover to what? Purify themselves. Okay, this is the season where they will come together. They getting right, and as man, sometimes that's what it is. We know we're supposed to be supposed to been being right, right? But we know things happen, and sometimes our mind just can't stay stimulated to always think about it and be like that. So once again, there's certain seasons that put you in that remembrance. Okay, So for us, beloved, this should put us in remembrance. It's a time to reflect. Have I really been dedicating myself? Okay. Have I been doing the things that I know to do? Am I doing it the same way I was doing a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago? Or have I moved up and progressed? Okay. Look at your walk. Look at what you can improve on. It's between you and God. Don't got to prove nothing to me or any other brothers or anything on here. It's between you and the Most High. Really evaluate and see, am I doing all that the Most High has given me to do? Okay? All right, let's jump into what we need to get to. Let's go to Matthew's 23. Okay. Go to Matthew's 23. All right. You understand why did they have to wash the feet? Okay. It's a very valuable lesson in it. A lot of people start at John 13, which we'll get to. That's the account, but you might have missed some things, right? Beforehand. Matthew's 23, and let's go to verse 10. Matthew's 23 and verse 10.
Neither be ye called masters, for one is your master, even Christ.
Mm-hmm.
But he that is greatest among you shall be your servant.
All right. So he's saying, listen, don't be calling, right? Because they always got somebody as their master, and and putting them as that supreme authority and things of that nature. Listen, don't strive to even be masters. All right. For one is your master, even Christ. But what? He that is greatest among you shall be your servant. This is something that's different in the Gentiles. And a lot of us might have a misunderstanding or misconception even of this. All right. When it comes to greatness in God's eyes, the greatest, right? The greater are the biggest servants, not the ones that to be served. Okay. When you look at other ones, it's the, oh, this is the person you're serving, the man that, right? The leader, you got to serve him. It's all about serving leader. No. When you understand this, he builds the leadership and that greatness, and that person is to serve others. Okay. So if you want to be a leader in this thing, you are saying that I want to be a big servant to others. Okay. If you try to be served and everybody, hand and foot on you, no, you don't want to be a leader when it comes to this walk. Okay. Making it plain. Verse 12.
And whosoever shall exalt himself shall be abased, and he that shall humble himself shall be exalted.
All right. So if you want to do some self-exalting, you want to be the man, you want to be the woman, all this stuff, he's saying, oh, he'll humble you. That's all I'm saying. He's going to humble you. And he that's humble, guess what? The Most High is going to get the increase. Okay. We want the Most High to get the increase in everything. This is why you want to always put the Most High and give him glory in anything. Right? I don't care, even if the man teaching people that's teaching doing, oh my God, you're such a great teacher, you got so much knowledge and everything. You'll hear some people say, all praise to God and things of that nature, right? It's showing that God is the one. He is the reason why. Okay. In any capacity, we want to always be mindful that it's the Most High that allows me to do what I do. Right. And the more that we humble ourselves before God, the more He's going to continue to bless and elevate us. Okay. And once again, it's important because He was giving these lessons to the disciples, but they weren't catching it. Okay. They weren't catching it. Mark 9 and verse 31. Let's go to Mark chapter 9 and verse 31. Saying some of y'all need to be striving to be great. Everybody think they want to be great until they see what's required to be great. Okay. All right. Mark chapter 9, and we're going to go to verse 31. Mark chapter 9, and we're going to start at verse 31.
For he taught his disciples and said unto them, the Son of Man is delivered into the hands of men, and they shall kill him, and after that he is killed, he shall rise the third day.
Christ already told you, listen, I'm going to be delivered into the hands of men. They're going to kill me. And guess what? After they kill me, I'm going to rise 3 days later. So it should have been no shock that he was going to get captured. Even Judas should have known this. He already told you, I'm going to get captured by him. Ain't no way around it, but I will rise in 3 days. Let's keep going.
But they understood not that saying and were afraid to ask him.
Mm-hmm.
And he came to Capernaum, And being in the house, he asked them, what was it that ye disputed among yourselves by the way?
What was y'all over there arguing about? You know, you got children, even when they adults. What y'all over there disputing about? What y'all arguing about? Okay, let's see what they was arguing about.
For they held their peace, for by the way they had disputed among themselves who should be the greatest.
So now they want to be quiet. You know, that mom or dad. What y'all talking about? What y'all arguing about? Now everybody that quiet. Nothing, nothing. Right? They held their peace. But this is what they was arguing about. Who should be the greatest? Okay. You got men, every men come together. Who's gonna be the boss? Who's gonna be this? Right? So this is what's happening between them. Okay. Verse 35.
And he sat down and called the 12 and saith unto them, if any man desire to be first, the same shall be last of all and servant of all.
You see what he's saying? You want to be great. Ain't gonna shoot you down from trying to be great. If you understand what that deals with and what that entails when it comes to when it comes to this walk, beloved. If any man desire to be first, all right, that first, going to Greek, it could be like first or priority or chief, okay? The same shall be last of all. Okay, so if you say, I want to be great, you're saying actually you want to be last of all. You want to be the servant of everyone. Okay. Now, if that scares you, say, I don't want to be, no, I don't want to be the last of all. I want to be serving everybody. You don't want to be great when it comes to this walk. Okay. When it comes to this journey, beloved, if you want to be great, leadership, whatever, you want to serve. That's what it's dealing with. This is why a good leadership and all that kind of stuff. This is why he's saying you can honor. Remember, we talk about honoring the elders. They get double honor when they were, because if you understand it, they're the ones doing a lot of the servitude. Okay. So it's a light thing to, give them honor where honor is due. They're serving. Okay. But let's keep going. Verse 36.
And he took a child and set him in the midst of them. And when he had taken him in his arms, he said unto them, whosoever shall receive one of such children in my name receiveth me. And whosoever shall receive me receiveth not me, but him that sent me.
So listen to that part. He took the child and saying, and really another verse you're going to see in other gospels and stuff. Sometimes they'll give a little details where some might not have done it. Okay. So he took this child, and really the child, he's saying, this is the greatest. This is going to be the greatest king. Okay. But he's taking this child and he said, whosoever shall receive one of such children in my name. Okay. And this is what? Through the authority. All right. Think about that name as that authority and that command of Christ, right? When we receive the children, all right, according to how Christ is telling us to receive, he said, what? You don't just see the child. You're receiving me, but you're also receiving some greater. You're receiving him that sent me. So he's saying, whosoever shall receive me, receiveth not me. But guess who you're actually receiving? You're receiving him that sent me. You're receiving the Father. Okay. Now, if you got them as one and the same, this is going to really be a struggle for you. Okay. Because remember, who is sending Christ to it? The Father sending. Okay. So when we accept Christ, we accept the Father. All right. That's the only kind of play that's going on with this. All right. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. So we just see them once again, just showing you that they're arguing about, they're dealing with what? Greatness and being leadership. Who's going to be the boss? All right. Matthew 20. Christ ain't even going nowhere. He ain't even dying. They already worrying about who gonna be the boss of everybody. Okay. So Matthew chapter 20. Matthew chapter 20. Let's jump down to verse 17. Matthew chapter 20, and we're going to start at verse 17.
And Yahushua going up to Jerusalem took the 12 disciples apart in the way and said unto them, behold, we go up to Jerusalem, and the Son of Man shall be betrayed unto the chief priests and unto the scribes, and they shall condemn him to death.
You already mentioned that before, right? But he gave you a little more details exactly who's doing the chief priest, the scribes, right? He already telling you exactly what's going to happen. They're going to condemn him to death. They ain't going to put him to death, but they're going to condemn him. Read.
And shall deliver him to the Gentiles to mock and to scourge and to crucify him. And the third day he shall rise again.
So we see a little more of the details of exactly how this thing's going to play out. He already told them. Let's keep going.
Then came to him the mother of Zebedee's children with her sons, worshiping him and desiring a certain thing of him.
All right, so we got the mom on the scene. All right, you know how the moms get, right? The mom's coming on the scene. All right, and she's worshiping Christ. Let's keep going.
And he said unto her, What wilt thou? She saith unto him, Grant that these two my sons may sit, the one on thy right hand and the other on the left, in thy kingdom.
Mm. All right. So she had a little bit of what? Knowledge. Someone might be reading this and be like, what the heck is she talking about? But this will show you to those that got a little understanding. She understand about a kingdom. And she understand that the Messiah is going to what? Rule that kingdom. Listen what she asked. What will thou? He said, what you need? She said to him, grant that these, my two sons, she got two sons. She'd asked for one of them to be on, just, to have some seat of authority, right? She said, let one get on one side, let the other be on the other side. She didn't get over for nothing. So basically, let this be number two and number three, my two sons. She wanted them to have the best seat. And, mothers want the best for their children. You know what I mean? So we can empathize a little bit with her. All right. She said, but when that kingdom happened and you ruling, I want him to be the right. I want one of them to be your right hand man, the other be the left. All right. Number two and three in command. All right. All right. Verse 22. Let's see.
Yahweh answered and said, You know not what ye ask. Are
Mhm.
ye able to drink of the cup that I shall drink of, and to be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with? They say unto him, We are able.
Said, do you know what you asking? And sometimes, beloved, we don't know sometimes what we asking. And what I'm saying is we don't know what that requires for some of the things we may ask. So it's good. It's like, yeah, I see you looking at this glory that comes with being on the right hand and left hand of me. But do you know what that entails? And I'm not going to throw the mother because they was right there because they said what? They say. It wasn't the mom. They say unto him, we are able. We can do it. So they desired this thing just as well as the mother did. Okay, so we ain't going to throw the mom under the bus. They was right there. Yeah, we can do it. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Verse 23.
And he saith unto them, Ye shall drink indeed of my cup, and be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with. But to sit on my right hand and on my left, it is not mine to give, but it shall be given to them for whom it is prepared of my Father.
There's another part. Okay. Ye shall drink indeed of my cup. Oh, you going to take of this cup. All right. And be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with. You're going to go through a baptism. Okay. You want to receive this greatness, beloved. We got to do something. Just can't be lazy sitting down thinking it's going to fall on our lap. We got to what? We got to drink indeed and be baptized indeed. But to sit, but listen to what he's saying now. Because they said we're able to do it. We're going to do that. Oh, yeah. He said, Christ said, oh, yeah, you're going to do it. You're going to indeed drink this cup and be baptized with this baptism. However, to sit on my right hand and on my left hand is not mine to give. That's what he's saying. That's not in my authority or power to do, to see who dictates who's going to be on my right hand, my left hand. But it shall be given to them, listen, for whom it is prepared of my Father. Okay? And he's not, speaking with guile. He ain't speaking with trickery. He's telling them, whoever my Father decides, that's who's going to be in that hand. I can't appoint that. That's the Father's decision. Okay? Once again, he's always showing that separation, where he's at, what he can do, and what his Father does. Okay? Let's keep reading, verse 24.
And when the 10 heard it, they were moved with indignation against the two brethren.
They did this right in front of the other. They didn't even do this like a secret, put on the side. They did it right in front of all the disciples. They right there, and they try to be on both sides. All right. So the other ones were what? Ooh, them 10 looking at them like, I know they ain't trying to be. Oh man, right? Verse 25.
But Yahweh called them unto him and said, Ye know that the princes of the Gentiles exercise dominion over them, that they are and they that are great exercise authority upon them.
He's saying, you know how, come on, children. Come on, children, come together because y'all missed the point. The rulers, the princes, the rulers of the Gentiles, they exercise dominion over others. All right. And they that are great exercise authority upon them. So when you're looking at how the Gentiles rule, yes, their leadership is about you go over here and do that, you serve me. And that's the scope of leadership when it comes to them. About they're telling everybody what to do, and everybody got to serve them and bow down to them. That's how they're looking at this. But Christ is going to show a difference. Because like y'all desiring to be my right hand, left hand, because y'all looking at how the Gentiles and the heathens rule and do things. Nonetheless, that's not how the kingdom's going to work when it comes to righteousness. Let's go to the next verse.
But it shall not be so among you. But
Mm.
whosoever will be great among you, let him be your minister.
What's another word for minister?
Servant.
Okay. So if you want to be great, once again, he ain't shooting a dream down. He's saying you need to get in the mindset of what? Serving. Because they want to be the great among the disciples because they want to be just that leader and telling somebody what to do and all those kind of things. And everybody coming, oh, you're a great master, you're a great leader and all that kind of stuff and doing all this. But he's trying to break them down. Listen, you don't know what you asked for. You don't know what you asked for. You will have to serve. And this is the burden, if you understand, that they did do. What disciples do, they had to go out. And when they do a discipleship and stuff, it's about what? It's about serving. Not being the king on the mountain, oh, y'all, I'm a disciple of Christ, y'all gonna do things for me. What the disciples doing? No, they serving and working and doing all those kind of things. That's what leadership looks like. All right. Verse 27.
And whosoever will be chief among you, let him be your servant.
Whoever be the greatest among you, let him be your servant. Very clear. Let's keep going.
Even as the Son of Man came not to be ministered unto, but to minister and to give his life a ransom for many.
Christ's like, look at me. Y'all want to be lead. Y'all looking at me and looking at the leadership, saying, I want to be a leader. I want to be the right hand and left hand and all those kind of things. Everybody want to be great and take this spot almost. Christ saying, but he said, look what I came to do. Look what I'm doing. I'm the leader, but look, I'm here ministering, serving you. And then ultimately, I'm giving my life for you. This is what leadership looks like. See, the world got it kind of flipped upside down. But when it comes to this walk, beloved, the leaders is doing a lot of servitude. Okay, that's what leadership is about, servitude. It is not something where he's like, well, I don't want to do nothing. I just want to worry about myself, no, that's not what leadership's about. If you don't have the mindset to serve the people, then you're not a leader of God. Okay, and everybody's not going to be in that top, that leadership is so we know, right? But want people to understand what you signed up for because it sounds good. I want to be this in the church. I want to be this in the church because you just looking at, I want to tell people to do, I want to do this, right? It's just like with some people when I used to, years back, people like, oh, I want to be a prophet. And I used to look at them like, a prophet? Because I read stuff. I'm like, did you read what some of these prophets go through? Like you looking at them and they're naming these prophets in the Bible and they get all this, but you know all the suffering they went through? People not liking them. It's a lot of stuff that comes with prophecy, but you're just looking at one aspect of it. And you just want the glory of prophecy, but you don't want the other things that come with it. A lot of people want the glory of teaching it or being a preacher stuff, but you don't want the burden of the other things that come with it. You don't want to deal with the fasting and praying. You don't want to deal with the studying, not even be able to enjoy certain things you might want to do, have to discipline. You're not trying to deal with those things. You just want the glory when people come in, hey, Pastor so-and-so, hey, bro. You just want that. Okay? You don't deal with it when there's a problem. You're the first one that got to deal with all the issues and stuff like. See, a lot of people don't want to deal with that. They just want the glory of being praised per se. That's not what this thing's about. Okay? If you just want to be loved by everybody, this it's not a spot where sometimes you get loved by everybody, right? You get a lot of hate and you get some love too, right? But it can be a lot. If you just want to be loved, they say be a firefighter or something. Okay. But when it comes to these kind of positions, beloved, it's going to be some, tension and things of that nature. But that shouldn't scare nobody away from leadership. No. God will still guide you through it. All right. All right. Let's go down to our John chapter 13. Okay. So he just wanted to give examples in the Gospels, all right, what was going on. Okay. Now we can go to the actual ceremonial part. John chapter 13, and we're going to let's start right at verse 1. All right. John chapter 13 and verse 1. Okay, we're not keeping you too long today.
Now before the feast of the Passover, when Yahushua knew that his hour was come, that he should depart out of this world unto the Father, having loved his own which were in the world, he loved them unto the end.
Mm-hmm.
And supper being ended, the devil having now put in the heart of Judas Iscariot, Simon's son, to betray him. Yahushua, knowing that the Father had given all things into his hands, and that he was come from God and went to God,
Mm-hmm.
he raised him from supper, and laid aside his garments, and took a towel, and girded himself.
Okay.
After, after that, he poured water into a basin, and began to wash the disciples' feet, and to wipe them with the towel wherewith he was girded.
All right. So once again, they had the supper. We're going to go to the other account to get a little more details. Okay. So we're going to hold this. All right. We don't have to hold it. But we're going to go to Luke chapter 22 and do some reading there. Okay. Because it just put as, oh, they ate supper, blah, blah, blah. Then he going right into the washing the towels. And then we got Peter and them going through certain things. But something happened before they what? Begin to wash the feet. Let's see. Let's go to Luke chapter 22. Luke chapter 22. And we are going to go down to verse 17. Is that good enough? Yeah, let's start at verse 17. So Luke 22 and verse 17. All right.
And he took the cup and gave thanks and said, take this and divide it among yourselves. For For I say unto you, I will not drink of the fruit of the vine until the kingdom of God shall come. And he took bread and gave thanks and brake it and gave unto them and gave unto them, saying, this is my body which is given for you, to do in remembrance of me.
Mhm.
Likewise also the cup after supper, saying, this cup is the New Testament in my blood, which is shed for you.
Okay, so he's breaking down what we go through, what we're going to be doing for the Passover ceremony, right? So once again, just showing you what's happening because John 13 is saying like, supper being ended. I'm just showing you little details of what's happening for it. Okay. Verse 21.
But behold, the hand of him that betrayeth me is with me on the table. And truly the Son of Man goeth, as it was determined. But woe unto that man by whom he is betrayed.
Where we know that's dealing with brother Judas. Okay, Judas Iscariot. Let's keep going. Verse 23.
And they began to inquire among themselves which of them it was that should do this thing.
Mm-hmm.
There was also a strife among them, which of them should be accounted the greatest.
All right, beloved. So Christ just laid a bombshell down that what? Somebody here is going to betray me. Okay, so they had this supper. He said, somebody is going to betray me. And guess what? They start saying, which they start looking among themselves. Who is it? Who's going to betray you? But then it tells you what else is happening. And there was also strife among them. There's also something going on among them that what? Which of them should be accounted the greatest? Christ is telling me there's going to be somebody that betray me in the midst. But they still got this issue going on. They still being catty about who want to be the next leader, ruler, while Christ is right there going through. showing that what? They weren't showing true leadership, right? Because true leadership is the what? Serve. They weren't worried about helping and serving. They worried about self. What can I get? How can I elevate and be above everybody else? Couldn't even truly empathize with the brother. Okay, so they're arguing about who should be the greatest. I'm showing you this because this ain't something that just popped up here. We already read it. They've been arguing about this, going back and forth about who's going to be the greatest and trying to position themselves, okay, above their fellow brother. They ain't argue saying, what about we all share equal power? We all rule. They weren't even thinking about that. They were, nah, I want to be elevated above the other. Okay, Christ seen this and knew this, that no, this will be detrimental. This will not work out great if they don't get this selfish mentality out of their mind. Right? Let's keep going, Brother Kai.
And he said unto them, the kings of the Gentiles exercise lordship over them, and they that exercise authority upon them are called benefactors.
Once again, he ain't giving nothing new. He gave him the same thing. Gentile leadership, this is what they focus on. Having authority over the other one. He's now, this is also leadership. He got the weight of, I got to make sure I suffer, I die properly. He got to worry about that. He can't even focus and totally get his mind right on that because he got 12 children there arguing about who's going to be the greatest. This is what's happening. He's talking about you got to drink my blood, eat my flesh. He's giving us some deep stuff. We are entering into a covenant with this, and they ain't worried about who is going to be the greatest. So as a leader, I got to push my side, my stuff to the side. At least I'm telling you, people that want leadership, sometimes you got to push your personal issue to the side and worry about the sheep. And Christ has shown us that. Okay. All right. So the Gentiles, the kings and the rulers and the prince of the Gentiles, they worry about lordship over people. Okay. Worry about how can I rule. That shouldn't be our desire. We want to be elevated in God so that we have a greater capacity to serve our fellow brothers and sisters. That is the motivation if you want to be great now. Verse 26.
Ye shall not be so, but he that is greatest among you, let him be as the younger, and he that is chief as he that doth serve.
All right. I don't want you to do that. He that is great among you, let him be as the what? Younger. Let him be humble. Let him come as the younger one. Okay. And he that is chief as he that doth serve. All right. So the chief person is like a servant, as like a waiter. All right. That's how God is telling us as leadership we come about. Right. And this is something, beloved, once again, the Bible tells you how to identify certain things. Okay, you look at leadership, look how they do things. Are they showing servitude qualities, or are they showing I'm the boss, you got to do what I say and everybody serve me qualities? It's all about me, me, me. This is showing you what a leadership looks like. And this, I'm not exempt for that. I'm not exempt from that. See where Brother Mike ain't doing nothing and he's just trying to ball people around and everybody serve him and all that kind of stuff. Look at that. Brother rule like Gentiles rule. I ain't no serving to God. He's serving himself. Why the Most High shows it. Okay, so that we don't be deceived. Okay, I want you to understand, beloved. Some of us are doing things, not y'all here exactly, but some of y'all probably watching online, right? When you're looking at this and looking at this is the Most High. He is giving you knowledge. He's giving you knowledge and things to look at. So you don't be deceived, but some of us willfully want to be deceived. But the scriptures is given, the more you read, it's trying to show us all the things to look out for. Okay? And even those leaders that try not to, those false leaders that try to appear as sheep, right? The wolf in sheep's clothing, guess what? They can't do exactly what a true shepherd does. Because what? It's not in their nature. A wolf can only play sheep but so long. But guess what? What is nature going to do? He ain't gonna be eating that grass with the sheep for long. What are he gonna do? He's gonna grab and he's gonna try to devour. That nature. within him, right? That hunger and thirst of wickedness is going to catch up, and he's going to have to try to devour the sheep. Okay. Once again, little signs and things you need to look out for when it comes to leadership or anybody that's claiming they of God and things of that nature. Okay. All right. Mother Kai, where we at? I lost my place.
Verse 27.
All right.
For whether is greater, he that sitteth at meat, or he that serveth? It's not he that sitteth at meat, but I am among you as he that serveth.
He said, who's greater? Now you think about this, beloved. You go to a party, whatever you want to go to, right? You're sitting down, you eating at the feast. The one that's coming, the waiter, nobody looks at the waiter as greater than the person that they serving. Like, no, the person that they serve, they're greater than the servant, the waiter, no, right? But he's saying, look how I'm coming. Christ said, y'all missing it. Y'all around me every day. Y'all missing the point. Look how I come there. I come serving. I'm coming as a servant. I'm coming as a waiter. I'm not coming as you see a king sitting on the throne and everybody coming and serve. Look how I'm doing things. That's what we have to do. Okay? We are coming as servants. Now think about how sometimes servants don't always get treated well. We understand that, right? Sometimes you got to suffer certain things but this is what we are signing up for. Okay? So once again, I wanted to be transparent. This is what it's supposed to be. All of us are what? We are servants of the Most High God. Okay? And we are trying to what? Save this dying world from itself. Trying to get all the brothers and sisters that the Most High have deemed worthy of his name to come into the fold. We are trying to serve them. And then when they come in, they can all serve and do those things. This is what this thing was designed to do. Not that you can sit and become master of everything. Okay? Verse 28. We'll read 27 again.
For whether is greater, he that sitteth at meat, or he that serveth? It's not he that sitteth at meat, but I am among you as he that serveth.
All right. I'm the greatest, and I'm coming as a servant. Okay? Let's read.
You are they which have continued with me in my temptations. And I will appoint unto you a kingdom as my Father have appointed unto me.
All right, I'm going to appoint you a kingdom like my Father appointed me a kingdom. Verse 30.
That ye may eat and drink at my table in my kingdom, and sit on thrones judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
All right, so this is what I'm appointing you. Okay? You're going to be able to eat and drink at my table in my kingdom. It's powerful. And sit on the thrones judging who? The 12 tribes of Israel. Okay, so he's actually giving a clear appointment. And he's giving this is something. Remember, you're going to go back to John 13. This is what's happening, all right? Remember, John kind of ran through it, but this is breakdown of what's the conversation that's happening, okay? And even though, and this is where we got to be patient with one another, beloved, if you judge them at this time, right? You can they're not worthy, they're going to be nothing, right? But this is the thing about God, about people coming in. They might not be at that level that they should be at, or we deem them to be. Okay? But this is why we want to pray for people. This is why we want to be patient for people. Okay? Because God knows anybody that God brings in, right? They got something in them, they got greatness in them. And they might not, right? The growth of it might not have shown yet. Okay, but give it time. And I know it can be suffering. Okay, I know it can be frustrating. But these, I don't want to call them bickering children, but they're coming like bickering children. Christ knew the greatness that's within them. Okay, and the same greatness is within us, beloved. If we desire to truly be servants of God, I ain't telling you get sitting on 12 tribes, but I'm just saying, okay? So they had a lot of growth. So people coming in and people, they're going to have a lot of growth. Be patient with one another. Remember, we're serving them. And if anybody did any kind of servitude work, a waiter and everything, everybody you serving is not always pleasant. Everybody don't always show manners. Okay, all those kind of things. But don't let that discourage you because guess what? You have a reward with God. All right? Christ is going to reward us. So don't worry about the reward. That's why I say don't worry about what people can give you. It's nothing to be compared to what he is going to give us. Right? Brother Kai, let's keep going.
Verse 31. And the Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, how Satan has desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat.
So you see that warning, Peter, right? Satan desire to have you, okay? That he may sift you as wheat. And some people don't realize, some of us that God has, like, that calling for, it's all of us, but there's some people that got certain gifts and everything. Don't think that you're being forsaken or you're wicked and everything because of things you're going through. Satan desires some of you because Satan has a little insight as well, right, on your potential greatness. So he throws certain things out there so you don't get to the fulfillment of your gift. Satan, like, what? Once they get to fulfillment, they get to that certain height. I can't do nothing with them. I gotta try to destroy them young. I got to destroy them before they start walking on this path. Before they get that spiritual growth and all that, I got to destroy them early. Why he pointed out Peter? What is Peter going to be, beloved? Somebody tell me, what's Peter going to be? Or what did he turn out to be? Let's put it that way. Anybody know? Not so caught up on Paul all the time. All right. Peter's being that chief, right? Good. What? Somebody got off mute. What you got?
I thought you just answered it. No.
All
Oh,
right, but go ahead.
shepherd. He's gonna be a shepherd.
Yeah, he's gonna be a chief. He's gonna be the chief leader. Okay. They didn't realize, but guess who seen it? Satan seen it. See, sometimes Satan doing things before he's like, dang, I'm trying to start this walk. Why there's so much turn? Why it seems like there's so much resistance? Why things not going right? Guess what? You don't see it. Sometimes the leader don't even might not even catch it yet. But Satan, he be on his job. And oh no, this one's gonna start some problems. I gotta do everything to make this path, strenuous. Because they get there, they're gonna be a problem for me. And what my mission is to do. Okay? But he's saying, Christ told him. Christ got this. He said, man, Satan desire to have you. And he want to what? Sift you. I don't know if y'all little shaker thing, they sifting the stuff out, right? The good, the bad, all that kind of stuff, right? He said he want to sift you out. So what should a leader do? Verse 32.
But I have prayed for thee, that thy faith fail not, and when thou art converted, strengthen thy brethren.
Christ did what? Prayed. It's like we talked last night. Hezekiah did what? Prayed for them. They weren't clean. They were not clean to do the Passover. But they desired to serve the Most High. And what they're at, and Hezekiah did what? He prayed for them. He didn't tear them down. He didn't tell them how wicked they are, how much they've fallen off, how much into, away from God they went. He prayed for them because he saw their need. And sometimes we so caught up on the faults that we forget the people's needs. I've been guilty of it. Somebody look at somebody, oh my God, oh my God, they doing like this and they being like this. They jacked up. That's good. You can see it. But then you should be able to see that what? They need God more than ever. You got the sight from God, not that you can judge all your brothers, but to love them. Because you see the need that they need of God. We out there ministering, we see some stuff. We should hear, tough. But I love the brothers because they don't just, man, they going through it. We see how much the people need God. You go to the hospital, it may take forever sometimes, right? But you go to the hospital, You sick, you messed up. What about the doctor just sit there and just say, what'd you do? Well, that was stupid. Let's talk about how stupid that thing was, right? They have a whole conversation. You're going to be like, Doc, this ain't the time for the scold. I need to be healed. But sometimes we professing that we're doctors in these things, we're children of God, but we ain't what? We ain't worried about healing. We so caught up in telling how messed up they are, how jacked up they are, how you not jacked up and all that kind of stuff. Never get to what you was what? Appointed or anointed to do. We see the world in shambles. Okay, we were sent to fix it. We see the world dealing with darkness. We are the light sent. We see the people of God trodden, persecuted, exiled, not loved. My job is to what? Show them a better way, a more excellent way than where they've been living. And we can't, I know it's hard, but we can't be looking at it as a waste of time. Yeah, you might do certain things. You might not get the thank you. Don't look for the thank you. Don't look for I appreciate it. You just planting seeds. And guess what? The Father's going to let the right ones hit the right spot. But you just remember, this is what you signed up for, and this is what the Father's using you for. Okay? And everybody you minister to is not going to come into this, beloved. This it's a little FYI, all right? Your job is, Lord, use me as a vessel of honor. As long as you're being used as a vessel of honor, beloved, you're good. Don't let these carnal eyes deceive you and think, well, I gave them the right words. They ain't coming into it right and start doubting something. You just do what the master told you to do. Because sometimes you plant a seed, you got another person the Most High using to water, right? And it says what? God give the increase. Right? But he said, I prayed for thee that thy what? Thy faith fail not. That's strong, beloved. Because this thing is about, I thought it was about faith. We did the faith chapter. Right? He said, what? I pray for you that your faith fail not. Because, beloved, the faith is what's going to keep you. Satan is trying to get what? Your faith. He needs to sprinkle doubt in your mind. However, whatever way he can do it, he wants to sprinkle doubt in your mind. That's his job. But us, we want to pray for one another that our faith fail not, that we not get weary in well-doing, we not get weary in serving God and doing the things we're supposed to be doing. But Satan's job is to make your faith fail. That's where his strength lies. And what? And when thou art converted, because Peter's around this thing, but he truly then go to the fullness of the conversion. People's going to be here, people listening and everything, we give the Bible, but some people didn't get fully converted yet. But when you get fully converted, you really made up in your mind, this is what you're going to do. This is the life you want to live for God. And not live one foot in the world, one foot in church. When you realize I want to be all the way in this thing, then you go through the conversion. And then when you go through that conversion, guess what you can do? Guess what God can do now? Now you can strengthen your brother. Told you, somebody that can't swim can't save somebody else that can't swim. You got to get converted. You got to truly give your life over to God in the full capacity that the scriptures talk about. Then you can go out and do the work. Now, he said you can strengthen your brother. Now you can what? Serve your brethren. Okay? But Satan, he wants to sift them before he can do that. Because if I can take Peter out, I can take these people out. So you all know the power of leadership as well. Yeah, lots of people want to attack the leader because he's like, if I can take him down, a lot of people's faith, even though it shouldn't be, a lot of people's faith is connected to that leader. So he's like, if I take him down, then I can take all them down with me. This is why I say he loves that kind of stuff. He wants it. Yeah, okay, I can't stop it. The leader, he's doing this thing. Okay, I see people flocking to it, but I want to take him down because I can take all them down with it. That's one of his strategies. Okay? But beloved, we always teach here, don't ever put that much faith in man. You follow them as they follow Christ. All right? The man fall, if I go and do wickedness tomorrow, guess what? Y'all keep going following Christ and y'all pray for Brother Michael to what? Hopefully he repents and get back on the road. But if I go off, don't you go off and follow me. Love me enough, staying in this truth. That's my only hope, right? Y'all stay doing this thing, and I, most high, smack you upside the head, going off track, and I see y'all. Okay, let me get back. Okay, so you don't do no help by going off and being wicked with the person. Okay, stay to the path. All right, let's go back to John chapter 13. Let's go back to John chapter 13. We're not reading the whole chapter. I'm planning on reading the whole chapter. So don't get scared, beloved. John chapter 13 and read that verse 5, Brother Kai.
After that, he poured water into a basin and began to wash the disciples' feet and to wipe them with the towel wherewith he was girded.
Mm-hmm.
Then cometh he to Simon Peter, and Peter saith unto him, Lord, doest thou wash my feet? Yahushua answered and said unto him, What I do thou knowest not now, but thou shalt know hereafter.
You gonna wash my feet? Simon like, you gonna wash my feet? Christ like, yeah. You don't know what I'm doing now, but you're gonna know. You're gonna know what I'm doing. Read.
Peter saith unto him, Thou shalt never wash my feet. Yahushua answered him, If I wash thee not, thou hast no part with me.
Peter like, you ain't washing my feet. That's what like a servant would do. And remember, Peter's not being wicked when he's doing his blood. But you understand it, okay? He's looking at it how a general person would look at it. If my pastor and everything, no, bishop, no, pastor, no. Let me serve you. You don't do this. See, it'll mess up your mind. We ain't used to that. So Peter's like, no. I should be washing your feet. No, you don't. The lesser washes the greater, right? But Christ saying, no, I got to do it. Okay? If I don't do it, he put a big stipulation on this. If I wash thee not, thou has no part with me. So now it's like, ooh, wait up, this is a little deeper. Okay? Verse 9.
Simon Peter saith unto him, Lord, not my feet only, but also my hands and my head.
If you put it like that, Lord, I don't have no part with you. Don't just have my feet get clean. Wash me. I want everything to be with you. All right, just not my feet. Okay. So, Brother Peter, it's funny now because we kind of know, but this is sincerity that he's going with. Okay, like whoa, if it's like that, I want to be part of you in full body. Okay, let's keep going.
Yahushua saith to him, He that is washed needeth not save to wash his feet, but is clean every whit, and ye are clean, but not all.
All right. So if he wash your feet, basically, if he wash your feet, it just says he washed your whole body. Okay, so they don't have to go through a whole baptism here. But he's saying you're clean every whit. I wash your feet, you clean every whit. But he said, guess what? You're clean, but not all. Okay. What are he talking about? It seems like message. Satan wants me and don't seem like I'm pervert, right? No. Peter has sincerity of serving, doing this thing. He knew that. Peter's heart was always about, he's about serving, right? He was ready to die. And I know people argue with that part, but we know when he chopped off that person, you get killed for something like that. So we can see he's ready to die, but his thing was according to how this world kind of is. Like he's ready to lay down his life, but it wasn't just according to the knowledge of how Christ is talking about laying down his life. Okay? But Peter been sincere. He just was, off with certain things. And some people, beloved, some people have that zeal, as Paul's saying, it's not according to knowledge. Okay? But some people have that zeal. Sometimes we got to just keep teaching knowledge. Don't destroy that zeal. Give them the knowledge. All right? Don't let, a lot of people do that. They'll come to the truth and then all that zeal is gone. Oh, when I was here, we were doing this, and this. And it's like, you can keep being zealous and do the things of God. Just do it in truth now. You don't learn truth and say, well, now I'm going to be lazy. Now I'm not going to do this. Now I'm going to do this. No. Get the knowledge. Have that same zeal. Okay? That's it. You just want to do it in knowledge and truth. Let's keep going.
But he knew who should betray him. Therefore said he, "You are not all clean."
Mm-hmm.
So after he had washed their feet and had taken his garments and was set down again, he said unto them, "Know ye what I have done to you?"
Do y'all know what I've done to you? Okay, and a lot of things in the Bible, when they're doing certain laws and stuff like that, sometimes we have no idea what's being done. We're doing the feast, sometimes we're like, oh, we just come together, eat. Like, we don't know what's being done. And sometimes leadership and the lesson stuff is to teach, like, do you know what we're doing? Do you know the seriousness of the situation? Now, somebody looking in, be like, you got some guy, you got people, they doing some dump with water going around, just washing feet. What kind of crap is that going on? What kind of stuff they doing over there, right? They don't understand. And when you don't understand something, a lot of it's interpreted as what? Crazy, stupid, right? Think about when you don't understand something. First thing you say, man, they crazy over there. That's stupid over there. Sometimes you need to sit and think about the understanding before you just say something stupid or foolish. Okay? So he's like, do y'all know what I'm doing to y'all? Y'all know why I'm just washing y'all feet randomly? Okay? Read.
You call me master and Lord, and ye say, well, for so I am.
So y'all call me Lord and Master. I am your Lord and Master. Read.
But then your Lord and Master have washed your feet, ye also ought to wash one another's feet.
You see me as your Lord and Master washing your feet, you wash one another's feet. Okay? Read.
For I have given you an example that you should do as I have done to you.
And this is an example. I showed you this so y'all know what to do with one another. But what was the point that he's doing this with them, beloved? Okay? He's trying to teach them what? Leadership. Trying to teach them it's about what? Servitude. That's the whole thing. He was arguing about it before. He keep telling them, stop being like that. Y'all gotta realize if you're trying to be great, you gotta be in servitude. They're arguing about this here. I gotta put something in place so they can understand this point. Because if they don't understand this and I go, they're gonna mess this thing up. Having selfish desire, selfish needs. So what's one of the most humbling things? Okay, going down, rub it. We did somebody's. I'm just using filthy feet. And you put one of your things that you try to keep somewhat clean, right? First thing you come in, you gotta eat, clean your hands, right? So that thing that's kind of, reserved, right? We put it on somebody else's, not even our own filthy, you put on somebody else's filthy feet. Okay? He making this thing so it can stick to their mind about what this thing's about. And he's doing it right here so they won't forget. And also be, we got to include it in here, okay? But this was for them because they had that issue, beloved. Okay? And the same thing with us, beloved. This is something we can practice. It wasn't a law, okay? But when we did it, because we did it times past, right? We're doing it. This is the mindset behind it. It's showing just we're supposed to serve. So it can put those people those in leadership, put us to understand what we are doing. What's the point of it? And sometimes you'll have those memorials and rememberable things to what? So you can remember. Because sometimes leaders get a little puffed up. Might start forgetting. That leader need to realize what this thing's about. It's about serving others and not about serving self. Okay? So we will have, it will put something in play to be a reminder to us. Okay? So for them, like, yeah, y'all gonna go and do this. So y'all remember that I served y'all. And your job is to serve your what? The rest of your brothers and sisters. Okay? That's the point. In a nutshell, all right, I kind of expanded, but in a nutshell, that's what it was about. That was the point of the washing of the feet for them. All right. Let's keep going. See him explain it.
For I have given you an example that you should do as I have done to you. Verily, verily, I say unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord, neither is he that is greater than he that sent him.
Read that again.
Verily, verily, I say unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord, neither is he that is sent greater than he that sent him.
So again, some people miss that. All right. Truly, truly, I say to you, the servant is not greater than his Lord. So they're not greater than Christ. And he's showing you, no, y'all not greater than me. Remember, he said, y'all call me Lord and Master. I am. Y'all not greater than me. Also, I'm going to show you another thing. Even though they didn't have this problem, but for everybody else in this world that get this mixed up, neither he that is sent, and we read the other passage, right? Then he said he sent, okay? So Christ, he said, neither am I greater than he that sent me. So Christ is saying, I'm not greater than my Father. Another example. That's why I say, if you just read this always, you just can't run around it, okay? So he's saying, just like Lord is not greater than the servant, guess what? I'm not greater than the one that sent me. Read.
If you know these things, happy are ye if you do them.
You happy if you have this understanding. Okay, if you understand how the roles, the dynamic of authority goes, you should be very happy. All right. No, I'm skipping that. All right, let's go down, skip some of this stuff. Where's the new commandment at? Verse 34.
A new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another as I have loved you, that ye also love one another.
Okay, so this is a new commandment for them, right? I give unto you, I'm going to give you a commandment. Listen, that ye love one another. We know it's already been talked about, but to truly love it, how it was designed of the Father, Christ showed us. Okay, so that ye love one another as that's why it's new, as I have loved you. You're actually seeing this in real time, how I loved you. I want you to love one another just like I loved you. How did he love us, beloved? He was showing what he was doing servitude work. He wasn't saying, do this, do this, do this. No. He was leading by example. He was being patient. This is how he loved us. He was being caring. He was carrying the burdens. This is how he loved us. He said, I want y'all to do the same thing when I send y'all out. Last verse. Verse 35.
For this shall all men know that you are my disciples, if ye have love one to another.
How is everybody going to know we're a follower of Christ? By how we love one another. Now, how much we show that we know this knowledge and the other person don't. I know this, they don't. They stupid, they don't know God. Nope. That's people bringing up their own little standards with it. But how we love one another. How much are we laying down our sides, ourselves for the benefit of our brothers and sisters? Right? And that is the point of why they had to wash, well, why he did the washing of the feet. Okay? And whether people do it still or not, that was the point for them so they can understand the purpose of discipleship. Okay? And for us, beloved, we can learn from that, learn the lesson. We caught up on the traditional aspect because some people do the traditional washing of the feet, but they don't got the lesson, what was connected with it. Okay? The lesson is the important part. The lesson is, beloved, that we love one another. Keep that in our mind. And it's about serving, not about ruling. Okay? Beloved, I'm sorry, I didn't even open up to anybody wanted. Anybody had anything? I don't think I asked the whole time, so I apologize. Anybody had anything they wanted to add to this? It don't have to just be the chapter with anything we went through or any comments with it.
Yeah, you said a lot of good points. I want to share something in Exodus. Exodus chapter 30.
Exodus chapter 30.
And start reading at verse 17.
Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, Thou shalt also make a lever of brass, and his foot also of brass, to wash withal, and thou shalt put it between the tabernacle of the congregation and the altar, and thou shalt put water therein.
All right, so they got this brass. They put it right before the altar and right between. Go ahead.
Aaron and his son shall wash their hands and their feet thereat. When they go into the tabernacle of the congregation, they shall wash with water, that they die not. Or when they come near to the altar to minister to burnt offering made by fire unto Yahweh.
Hmm.
So they shall wash their feet and their hands, that they die not. And it shall be a statute forever to them, even to him and to his seed throughout their generations.
So it does sound new until you start to understand that the revealing of these things and what Christ is doing, he's always given a lot of understanding because of what he's doing in regards to reset, like setting up of the nation, how he gathered Israel, and a lot of things he has to restore because we have to be doing certain things when he returns. So it was good that you brought that in regards to the washing, but people make a lot of things as if it's new, not understanding that he's always revealing things to us. That's why he said, as time goes, he said knowledge will be increased, right? Because a lot of things we couldn't even understand. And even when he said, who's worthy to open the seals, right? And look thereon, he's saying, I'm giving y'all something that even the days of old they desire. We
Yeah.
have so much more than they had, and they were desiring to get what we have. And he's saying that we're also different because he's saying, I'm giving it to Israel. So we're in such a good position that our understanding is more fruitful. He gives it directly to us, but we got to give it to the other nations, right? We have to give it out. So if we're not studying to show ourselves approved, or we're not walking in the commandments, we put so much down that he's just pouring into us. So I like that you brought in about the washing, and as if, not as if, but we look at it as something as a new thing, but they were doing that in the days of old. They were washing before they came. He said that you die not. And it's a generation, throughout your generation. So we just see things over and over that does have to be revealed to us. And I'm just, prayerful that he continues to open our understanding. That was it, bro.
It's a great point. Great point. I think I had this in my the baptism lesson with this one. Remember, so yeah, it's a beautiful thing, the symbolism and things like that. Like I said, we see a lot of surface stuff, but thank God for the spirit that now you can see, like, oh wow, that's what he was doing. This is what he was doing here. This is why the purpose of this is, right? And this is where we don't want to just discard things and don't take nothing from it. Like God is so thought out how he did this, blood. I want you to understand. This is the God of the whole universe, everything that is, right? Look at how detailed, look at the animal play, look at how detailed he is with nature and stuff like that. He is very detail oriented, right? One little false miscalculation can mess everything up, beloved. That's how detailed this God is. So when he's putting things in these instructions, oh, there's a lot of thought that goes into them. It's deep. A lot of times we just sometimes don't have that understanding. Even the stuff we're getting into, some of our forefathers, generation up or two didn't get. And it's not a slight of them, don't mean it, but God is revealing more and more. And this is why we want to pray, God, continue to open up our understanding. Not so we can say, oh, we know more than them, we're better than them. No. So we can see the goodness of what God was doing for us and showing us. And we can really see how real he is, because sometimes we don't see how real he is. But we're going to thank the Most High for what he's doing, what he's showing us. But remembering what this thing's about, beloved. We want to get truly cleansed so we can what? We can be better servants for one another. All right? Because when we're in that filthiness, we can't serve nobody when we in that filth. But we ask God to cleanse us so that we can now do the work that was ordained, like Brother Kyle was saying, ordained for us to do. All right? And this was set up since the beginning. Before the foundation of the earth, this thing was already sought out and planned. Okay? All right. Anybody else had anything? All right. All right. If nobody had anything, we will end it there. We will end it there. And we'll close out to our online family. All right. Watching through YouTube, we say happy Sabbath. All right. Shalom, which means peace, and Yana Habatham, which means we love you all to our online